Hello, welcome to Just Vintage Crochet. Let's just dive right into another mystery pattern. Really quick, a part of the last mystery I accidentally cut out was this. Justin included this. So sometimes we come upon a pattern that we just can't, I just cannot manage. I just can't get past the first few rows. So I'm stuck. So this was thrown in just for fun, some pretty cool stitches we can play with. If we happen to find ourselves dealing with a pattern, we can still have a video and do something fun. So that one there, just for fun. If this is your first time watching my channel, I have a stack of patterns here that were picked out for me. And any part of the pattern that could possibly give away what it is, like a hat or a scarf, a shawl or blanket, has been blacked out. We have no context, no picture, no title. Those do exist, but my son keeps those with him in his room. So we won't know what it is until we're done, but sometimes we're pretty good at guessing before we're done. Okay, let's go ahead and pick a pattern. Number 10. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's the third time in all of this year that we picked the number that was right on top. So there we go, number 10. And first we need to determine if this is a UK or US stitch term pattern. So just a moment. We are dealing with a UK pattern because I'm seeing a lot of doubles and trebles. How that translates into US stitch terms, a UK double crochet is a US single crochet, and a UK treble crochet is a US double crochet. The word center is spelt differently than the US spelling. So I think we are dealing with a UK pattern. Okay, what we need here is a hook number 8, 10 ounces of white wool. This blank is very soft and light when finished, must be doubled exactly in half. We've seen this type of wording before. I won't say what I think it is just yet, but we've seen, if you've been here long enough and you've seen, like, oh my gosh, this is the 100th. Me literally just now realizing this is our 100th mystery pattern. This is our 100th mystery pattern, year 2. Oh my. Okay, so out of our now, once this one's done, out of our 99 completed mystery patterns, if you've been with me long enough, you've seen this wording before. Drop in the comments what you know this is going to wind up being. Okay, and A, it's all blacked out. Work very loosely. Begin with 3 chains, unite in a ring. Work 3 single crochet into this. Work into rounds of single crochet, increasing by working 2 stitches into 1 to keep it a round shape. Do this until you have 12 stitches. And now the pattern begins. Okay, I think I know what this is just based on this wording here. So we're going to work with a bit of a thicker yarn today, a little bit of a thicker and a little bit of a thicker hook. All right, so to determine the size thread you need, they give you the hook size. The hook size is a pretty good indicator of what size yarn you're going to need. Now, I do have this here. I actually make this available in my Etsy shop. It is a quick reference guide that will help you figure out how to work your antique patterns, what modern materials, and how to figure out your stitches and hook size. And when we come to this section right here, we can come down here, 1847. This is going to be a bell gauge. I have a bell gauge. This here is a replica of the 1847 bell gauge right here, the Archer one, and they even talk about the Archer one right here. Pre-1870s. We look at both the pre-1870s and the 1847, which is pre-1870s. Right there, they have 8, 9. This one here is 15. It's a little bit different. This one here is 10. But they both say a 3.5 millimeter hook or 3.75 millimeter hook. Or we can go with a 3 millimeter hook. And that checks out. Here is the number 8 right here. Hopefully I can get that to shine right. It's right here. You can see 7, and 9. Here's 8. So with my modern 3.75, it just barely fits. It's just a little bit, tiny bit too small. It's too big for a 9, way too small for the 7, but it just fits. If you look, it almost just fits, and you're supposed to use the slotted area. Okay, so I think I need to use essentially a very light, a very thin DK and a 3.75 millimeter hook. Of course, there will be a link to pick this up down below. They want you to base that on the hook size. The hook size is, I mean, maybe, let's try a 4 millimeter. Let's try a 4 millimeter. 5. Let's try a 4 millimeter. Maybe a 4 is exactly what she needed. Well, it's a much better fit, but still not exact. 4.5 is too big. I have to go all the way to the top to get it to fit. So maybe we'll go with a 4 millimeter and see how that plays out. If the stitches are too big, I may actually need to bump up my thread now. The thread may be too thin. Oh boy, okay. The joys of antique patterns and the non-existent materials. I'm not fussing. I actually love doing this. I really do. I do have a way of thickening it up. I have got this Italian Angora that I spent about $1 bajillion on almost a year and a half ago when we were doing the Titanic shawl. And I have a whole cake of it left. What do you think? I think we can add it to this just because based on my assumption on the wording, I feel like we've seen a pattern like this before. I think these two together are going to give me the exact size thread I need, the exact size yarn I need, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Now on to the business of the pattern. Begin with 3 chain, work very loosely, it says. Begin with 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty loose. Unite in a ring. I already lost the center. Okay, I found my center. There it is. And work 3 single crochet into this. 1, 2, and 3. Work into rounds of single crochet, increasing by working 2 stitches into 1 to keep it a round shape. Do this until you have 12 stitches. Work into rounds, increasing by 2. So how many? Okay. So I'm supposed to just join these 3 stitches then with all this left over? I don't like it when they ask me to do stuff like that, because that just is terrible. First of all, a ring of 3 stitches is a headache. And look at that. I'm going to have a big bubble. So I will begin with a magic circle to eliminate a headache, and working loosely. One, 2, 3. Still don't like the idea of it being just 3 stitches. You can't do nothing with just 3 stitches. Work into rounds. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to take some creative control on this one. And I'm actually gonna start with 6. So 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay, just wanted to make sure. Stitching into the right stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to work into each stitch twice to give me the 12 I needed. 1, 2. Now it says here, first round, 2 double crochet. That's going to be UK trebles, US doubles. Work 2 double crochet into each stitch. Okay. And we want to work this loosely. I'm going to start with just a chain 2 for a double, since we are working so loose. 1, 2. I feel like I should be working even looser than this, because I'm telling you, it is from a different, likely from a different book. We have worked something like this before. I don't think this is a revisit of an old pattern. I think it's a revisit of an old concept. Yeah, like that. But now that I'm more experienced with these patterns, and it's almost as if it were 1886 and I made one of these before, or I saw it in a magazine before, I'm so familiar with what I do believe it is, that this shouldn't be too much of a challenge, I hope. But I really feel like I'm familiarizing myself so much better, as I'm sure many of you who have been watching from the beginning are as well. Like, we're all becoming just pros with the antique patterns. But yeah, I feel like I understand what they're asking of me in some of these patterns a lot more than I used to back when I was first tackling these with not a whole lot of experience, just my modern crochet experience. Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for there. We really want it to be fluffy. I feel like this is a little unfair because I don't know what this pattern is called, and I don't even know if it has an image. But I feel like I automatically know what it is because it says, "This is very soft and light, and when finished must be folded exactly in half. Work very loosely." We have made something just like this probably about a year ago. Well, when I say just like this, what I mean is with that wording. So my confidence with this one is really high today, which is really cool because this is our 100th mystery video. And I'm glad that it's one that, if I'm assuming, isn't going to be much of a challenge for me to have to work out, which is great. Man, I wish I had center pulled that Angora. I hate pulling from the outside of the ball. I really do. I'm not that far, and I kind of want to just jump off camera, start again, and center pull. Because this thing here is wanting to pop all over the place. Okay. Look how fluffy that is. Oh my God. So now I am center pulled, and I bumped up my hook size to give it a little bit more looseness. I still wasn't quite loose enough. Okay, now we are at round 2. Work 8 double crochets into the first hole. Then miss 4, work 8 double into the next hole. By a hole, we mean to work over into the preceding row. So I think that means to slip stitch over to a hole. Repeat from the star. There must be 6 sets of 8 double crochet. End of round with a single stitch, which is a slip stitch. Single stitch means slip stitch because the UK, still to this day, does not use the term single crochet. But back then, it meant slip stitch. So, okay, I'm going to slip over into a hole. Here's my first hole. I'll stop saying it like that. All right, so I'm going to work 8 double crochet here. Man, that's a big, ugly gap. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to work these 8 loose double crochet. So I went ahead and put some stitch markers all around. So here's the first group of 8. And then you kind of got to pull this group aside to expose the top of that stitch. And you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in that space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 all around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1, 2, 3, 4 separating. This one here makes 6. So I'm going to go ahead and work my groups of 8 all around. It didn't say anything about chaining in between, so I'm not going to worry about doing that. And make my stitches real big and fluffy. Okay, finished all that, joined with a slip stitch. Now we are ready for round 3. Work 8 double into the center. Between the second and third double of the preceding row, work 4 double, miss 2, work 4 more, miss 2, work 4 more. This makes 3 sets of 4 doubles, or 12 altogether. Work this into each set. Okay, so the center could be the space between the fan stitches, right? Could be that. So the center could be this space right here. So should I turn, I wonder? Would that make life easier on me? It's not telling me to turn, but then again, would it tell me to turn? Are there other patterns in this book where they do tell you to turn? So what I could do is start with this part right here. Move this. I can start with the between the second and third. I can start here, and then whenever I get to between the fan stitches, work this part and see if that works out. Okay, so I'm going to skip this first, my joining stitch. I'm going to skip. I'm going to slip stitch into my second stitch over, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the space between the second and third stitch and work 4 treble or US double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Miss 2, 1, 2, and work 4 again. I think I have this figured out now. I'm feeling more confident. Wasn't at first. 1. Then it says to miss 2, right? Okay. Between work 4, miss 2, work 4, miss 2, work 4 more. Okay. 1, 2. And look, that's between the second and third again. So far it's working out. Okay, then it says we're going to work 8, I think, into the center means right here. I really do. Okay. So I'm going to work 8 right here real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, that's what I have. So it says in each set. So now I'm convinced a set is one of these fan stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and work that all around. So 1, 2, and I start right here with my 4. 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to skip 2, 1, 2, and work 4 here, and then I'm going to work 4 here. Okay, so I will be right back whenever I get done working this all around. Okay, isn't this turning out so pretty? All right, 4th round, it says to work 4 double into the first set of 4 preceding ones, 4 into the second and 4 into the third. Miss the hole and repeat from star. Miss the hole? I'm guessing that's, well, what do I do with the 8 though? Maybe that's the hole it means? I don't know. So I guess I split these 4 in half and work in the center. I'm just guessing. I'm really glad I opted to use this Angora because while it's all over my clothes right now, it is pretty. But yeah, I look like I just got done snuggling all over Merlin. It's kind of getting everywhere. You probably can't see. It's kind of everywhere. And I'm wearing a black shirt. It's all over my shirt. So 4 in here. Just go through 1 loop. No, I went through 2. 2, 3, and 4. So then I guess I jump over to this next group of 4 and right in there, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the third, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then it says to skip the loop, skip the hole. What do I do with these 8? Okay, work 4 into the first set of preceding 4 ones. 4 into the second and 4 into the third. Miss the hole and repeat from star. Okay, let's look at 5th round. 4 into the first set. 3 into the corner set. I'm in the corner set right now, if that's what these 8 are. 3 into the corner set, 4 into the next 2 sets, repeat from star. 6th round, work 4 into the center of every set. 7th round, like the 6th. 8th round, 4 into the center of each set, except the 6 corners, where you worked 8. Repeat from the 6th round. So what do I do with these 8 stitches? Skip them? Let's see what would happen if I did that. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. No shot. Yeah, that's not going to work. I don't know what I'm meant to do with these 8. It doesn't even tell me to do anything into the 8. Where does it say 3 until the 5th round? 3 into the corner set. And they're calling these corners, the 8 is the corner. So 3 into the corner, I mean, should I just do that now? And maybe they meant to put that up here. Let's see. Let's just go for it. Or am I supposed to put 4 here? No. Let's just go for it. Two and 3. I don't know. I'm just going for it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It creates a more of a flat edge there, not so much a corner. Skip the hole and keep going. I mean, miss the hole and repeat. 4 into the second and 4 into the third. That's where it stops. It doesn't tell us what to do with these 8. Miss the hole and repeat from star. I need a moment to think on it. Decided not to think on it too much. I'm just going to keep going. I don't know what to do about this. Do I keep it in? Let it out? It's not part of the 4th round. 3 into the corner set. Why couldn't you be up here? 3 into the corner set. 4 into the next 2 sets. God, I hope this one has a picture. Okay, so I wound up just going with it and working the 3 over the 8. Everywhere there was 8, I divided that and worked 3. Here's another one here and here. So that's what I wound up doing. There was just no other way around it. It wasn't working without doing that. So now for the 5th round, it says here 4 double into the first set, 3 into the corner set, 4 into the next 2 sets, repeat from star. I don't know, because 4, I don't have a corner until here, then 4, then 4. I'm just going to keep going. I don't know if this is right. It did say to fold it in half. This is how it looks in half, and it's nice. So 4 into the first set, 3 into the corner, 4 into the next 2 sets. I have 3 sets of 4, not 2. What is going on with this pattern? I have worked it exactly as it's asked me to until the last round, whenever I just sort of went off pattern and put 3 in the corner because I had to. 4 double into the first set, 3 into the corner set, 4 into the next 2 sets. Work 4 into the center of every set. And then repeat again for the next round. 4 into the center of each set except the 6 corners. So at some points we do skip the corners. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to do the last round again. I'm just going to skip over the corners because even in this last round, it wants us to skip the corners. Okay, let's try this. It says miss the hole. There's no hole to miss. I don't know what to do. I was so confident whenever I first started this pattern. There's no hole to miss. And if anybody sees me acting like this, I'm not stressing or anything like that. I'm actually having a great time. But part of working these mysteries is hitting these little brick walls. So I'm all right. This just feels wrong on every level. There ain't no way this is right. Am I supposed to work that up then? Whenever it tells me to work the 3, do I come over here and work these? Like, there's no shot this is right. This isn't right. One thing it's not telling us to do this round is to work into a hole. Maybe I'm supposed to work over the tops of the double crochets. I mean, it's not telling me to do that, but it's also not telling me not to do that. Yeah, that's my joining stitch. Okay, so let's give this a try and see what happens. One, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then finally 1. I don't know what this could possibly change, but I have to try something. 2, 3, and 4. Miss the hole and repeat from star. Then down here at the bottom, 4 double into the center of each. See, it's saying into the center. See, it's being specific. This one here says work 4 double into the first set of 4. 4 into the second, 4 into the third. Miss the hole and repeat from star. Then down here, 4 double into the center of each set, except the 6 corners where you worked 8. Maybe maybe when it says miss the hole, we miss the gap. Let's give this a try. 2. Okay, so I'll work 8 here. and I think I'll just work a round all around, but then I don't have any more sets. Work 4 treble into the first set, 3 into the corner set, 4 into the next 2 sets. Nope, nothing about this is making any more sense. Down here, it doesn't say where you worked 8, like I kept saying. It's where you work 8, so it wants us to work 8. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. Having a bit of an epiphany here. Okay, I'm gonna slip over again. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and work up until I get to the 8. I have an idea. You're probably already ahead of me. Okay, so I have worked 3 sets. Now I think I skip the whole and work 8. Do I work 8 across or just 8 in the center? Maybe it's 8 in the center. See what that would look like. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Yeah, I'm thinking that way is better. Okay, I'm gonna work this all around and we'll see what it looks like. And 3 into the corner set, not 3 stitches, 3 groups of 4. Oh, it's all coming together. I'll be right back. I haven't even picked up my work yet. It just dawned on me. Okay, we're gonna work 3 groups of 4 into the corner, and then we're gonna work our 1 group of 8 into the center 4 of the corner, just like we're doing right now, just like I did right here. So we'll do our 3 groups of 4, and then ultimately we work the 1 group of 8 again. So let's see here, work 4 into the center of every set. So then no increasing on the corner. 6, again, no increasing. And then on the 8th, we work the 8 to prepare for an increase. No, repeat from round 6. Okay, I think I'm getting it. So done with round 5. Now I think I'm supposed to work 8 over the 8 every time, unless we do this, 3 into a corner. Other than that, except the 6 corners where you work, do we not work 3 sets into the corner again after this? Because it says right here, work 4 in every set, like the 6, but then it says repeat from 6 rounds. So do we not do any more increases on them corners? Is it always forever going to be just 8 in each corner? Maybe this is the last increase, and then it's forever just always going to be 8 over the 8, you know? So I already joined. I already slip stitched over to the center of the first of the 4. So now it says here, we're going to work 4 into the first set, 3 into the corner set, 4 into the next 2 sets, repeat from star. Well, my corner is way over here, so I'm just going to have to work my way over there. Maybe we were supposed to turn every row because, yeah, we probably were supposed to turn at every row because there's my corner. That's okay. I can keep going this way. It's not a problem. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So now 3 sets on the corner. That's going to be in the first 2. 2, 3, and 4. Skip 2. I'll be right back. Thinking these corners are the only way this pattern increases. So you'd have to, at some point, do these 3 in the corner again. It says repeat from the 6th round, but there's these corners are the only way that this pattern increases. Because you're forever going to be working 1, 2, 3, unless you do an increase and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you put your 8 here. which is what it's going to tell you to do, is put your 8 right here in the 8th round. So no, you'd have to increase, or else after this, it's just going to be 4 over and over again, and it's not going to get any bigger, right? Am I wrong on that logic? I don't think so. Maybe I am. Okay, so there is the corner done. Not that I need to mark it, but just for the sake of the video, for the visual. That's the center. So whenever I come back and do the next round, 8 go into here. 8 go into here again. Because the 6th round, no, the 6th round says to work 4. But then I need to work 8, right? I need to work 8 in the center. No, that is how it's going to increase, isn't it? Okay. If at the 8th round we work 8 in the corner, then we come up to here and we work 4 into every center of, no, because it's not telling us to do 3 in the corner. I don't know. I just work here. Okay, I'm going to work this repeat all around. I will be right back. Okay, so that's this round here where we worked some increases over the corner. So what I'm going to do off camera, it's real easy. I'm just going to work 4 doubles into the center of every set for the next 2 rounds. Then I will come back and we'll do this round 8 together. 6 and 7 done. Now we're ready for round 8. I already started round 8 since it's just the same as usual. Worked myself over. So the way I only have a stitch marker in one spot, because really the way you can tell where your corner is to just see where your 8 were before. And that they're the only section that's split directly in half instead of in thirds. Here's my next corner. So this is not a corner because I can see that I've started off with 3 down here. Here I have my group of 8, my group of 8. So I just keep the one stitch marker in to remind me just for ease of work. I can just glance at it and go, okay, right there. And that's what it looks like. My next one's going to be right here. My next one is going to be right here. So here's what I'm thinking. We work 8 on this row 8. Then I think work 4 trebles into the center of every set. Okay, so I think we're going to work row 8, or we're going to work our 8 here, and then, I don't know, I wish it were more clear. I wish it did this, you know, work 4 into the center of every, I mean, I guess you can decide if you want to, that on the very next row, which is going to be row 6, do you split that up? You know, do you split the 8 up into 3? And then you work 7 like 6, and then the 8th, you know, you add your 8 again. It's not clear, but it needs to have an increase. You know what I mean? Makes sense for me anyway that it has an increase. So I'm going to work this all around, and then we will see how that is looking. Okay, so here is what I have after 8 rounds. My suggestion is, and let's look at it folded in half. It's very, very pretty. My guess is this is going to be called a cloud. I have seen a pattern like this in three other patterns from 3 other books in the last like 2 years that I've done this, and they always call it a cloud, which is a pretty cool name. My recommendation, if you want to make this, is after the 8th round, continue to just do 2 rounds. So your second round, the round after this, you'll work your 3 increases, right? Like 1. You know what? It'll be easier for me to show you with stitch markers. Basically, the next round, which would be round 9, you know, you'll slip stitch over to this center set or group. Work all of your stitches over and then create 1, 2, and 3. And you can mark that center one and go around and then work 2 rounds with just plain, no increases or nothing. So just 2 rounds of working 4 into every group around. And then by the 3rd round, work your 8 again. After that, work your increases into your 8. That's what I would recommend doing. Okay. Well, here is how it looks. So we're going to uncover it. I hope that I'm right and that it's called a cloud something. There we go. There's the points right there. See the corners? So you've got 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very cute, right? This is how it would be worn. Very fluffy and squishy, and the Angora is just heavenly on this. I'm actually going to keep this as a whip, but because on my channel I get videos out every 2 days, I don't really have enough time to complete this whole thing, which I do think is called some kind of a cloud. We're going to uncover that in just a minute. So I do want to finish making this with the Angora. I want to keep this going. I want this for myself. So, and I don't usually wear shawls like out and about, but I do love to snuggle at home. So this is going to be something I'm going to keep as a whip, and where I already have 2 other whips going, one knitting, one crochet. So this will just be something that I put on the back burner a little bit whenever I'm bored with knitting and bored with the crochet item I'm working on. So I've got it locked up, and I'm going to go ahead. Let's see what we got. It's got to be called some kind of a cloud or a puff something. It's just got to. Oh, well, I'm wrong. It's called a crochet wrap. But please, somebody in the comments, vouch for me on this one. We have, on this channel, we made something once that was called a lady's cloud. And 2 other patterns that we worked on this channel, one was called a puff something or another, and it was similar to this, and another one was called a cloud wrap. So 2 of them, 2 out of the 4 now have been called clouds, but it is a wrap. Different book, different author. Maybe so many of these patterns were popular back then, they didn't want to call their pattern a cloud, you know, because they didn't want people to go, oh, it's a cloud. Oh, I already have 3 of those. Let's look for another pattern. So they just called it a wrap. It's a wrap. I think it's pretty neat. I'm going to actually keep this as a whip for myself. So I have been looking for something else to use that Angora on, and now I have it. I love this. I have 2 of these, so I have plenty of this, and I have some other Angora that's in a ball. It's not in a cake, so I have plenty of Angora and whatever this is. This is mystery yarn. I don't know what it is, but it feels like acrylic. It's definitely not cotton. That's going to be acrylic. Okay, guys. Well, again, that's a wrap, and I will see you all in the next mystery. This was our 100th mystery. You know what? I have to keep this as a whip. I can't let my 100th mystery fall to the wayside. I've got to finish it. So thank you for enjoying our 100th mystery together with me together, and I will see you in the next mystery. Bye.